Hello, Adab, Namaste, and welcome to all our YT viewers. My name is Ashish Parik, and in today's brand new episode, I have with me an actor, a cameraman, and a passionate editor, Sri Crazymindz. Sri, welcome to our show.
Hi Ashish.
First of all, tell me about your name, Sri Crazymindz. That's a unique name. So, how did you get that name?
No, people used to call me crazy.
Okay.
The kind of work I do and the kind of adventures I do, people used to call me crazy. So when I started this company, I was thinking what to name my company.
Okay.
I'm into adventure sports and bungee jumping, skydiving, rafting. Trekking is a usual thing.
Okay.
And I've done scuba diving. I have a license to dive.
Okay.
And, I'm more into adventure and I'm specialized in aerial photography. Sitting in a helicopter with the doors open and hanging out of the helicopter and shooting from top, handheld.
Okay.
When I was thinking to name this company, I thought, how do people relate me? What is the recall thing they get? So I named it Crazymindz and it's become part of my name now.
Alright, so how did you start your career, by the way?
After college, I wanted to become a cameraman. I wanted to get into cinema. So didn't know anybody, didn't have any cinema background. I joined a studio as a camera assistant.
Okay.
Those days I didn't know the difference between the camera assistant and a cameraman's assistant. I was so happy that I got a job and I'm almost on the way to becoming a cameraman.
Okay.
Then I realized it's camera assistant, carrying tripods and camera and shifting from one place to another. I did that for about just 4 months. Then I joined another company called 4C Multimedia. There I worked for about 3.5 years. There I got to learn a lot of things. We were into too many things in terms of corporate films, ad films, multimedia presentations and web designing and kiosks. Got to learn a lot of things there. You know, before even I got hands-on experience on camera, my boss, Bala, he's my guru, he's my mentor. He's the only boss I've ever had. After that, I've been my own boss. He put me into editing room. I went, sat in the edit room and became an editor. So that's how editing just happened to me. Then after about 6-8 months, he asked me to go and shoot an interview to one of the top guys in Wipro. I didn't know head and tail of a camera. He just, wrote a sketch. It's just on the paper, he just drew a sketch.
Okay.
Went to the shoot. I didn't know how to work on the camera.
Alright.
I just had to be confident. I just told them 3 points. They placed it. I asked them to check the color balance.
Okay.
They did it, and I asked one guy to check the sound. He mic'd up the dummy guy who's there.
Okay.
And he said he checked the sound. Since I was editing for a while,
Okay.
I know how a frame should look.
Exactly.
I didn't know the technicalities of camera. That's it.
Yeah.
Rest of the things I knew. I didn't know practical thing. And these guys did everything for me. And I just said, okay, roll.
Okay.
Only then I realized, okay, where is the roll button in the camera? So that's how my journey into camera thing started. And a lot of hard work though. I used to work for day and night, day in and out. Maybe in the span of 3.5 years, I might have worked for about 5 years kind of thing,
Wow.
20 hours is minimum. So 48, 60 hours, 72 hours. My record time is 92 hours without a break.
Wow.
Non-stop, right in the studio. It's been fun journey, and after that I left that place and wanted to get into cinema full time. I started working with cinematographer Shekhar Chandra. Nandi was my first film as a associate cameraman. In that film, some artists didn't turn up. So the director D. Rajendra Babu looked at me and he said,
Don't tell me you became an actor like that.
Yeah. You look like a journalist. Why don't you play this? I said, okay, fine. If you think so, why not? So that's how I went in front of the camera from behind the camera. That was my debut film as an associate cameraman, also a debut film as an actor. And I also did bit of title graphics for that film.
Okay.
So got to contribute in 3 different departments. So that's my film journey. Then I worked in few films as an associate cameraman and a film called Galipata. I got to work as a production designer.
Wow.
So I handled the entire film as a production designer, right from location hunt to logistics, transportation, till the post-production, till the release. I got to work on it. It was a good learning experience for me. Just before that, I had directed a music video.
Okay.
I can claim it as first music video in Kannada.
Okay.
We did a remix video of an old song called Tangali.
Okay.
So I directed that music video as well as edited that music video for Junkie audio company. When they planned the film, inevitably I was the editor for that movie. I had no choice.
So you were basically a package for a movie, acting, directing, editing and everything.
They had so much trust on me and my work. They liked my work so much when I did that music video, and that music video was a hit. So they were planning this film.
Yeah.
And they said, you are going to edit the film. Editing feature film also just happened.
Yeah.
It was just a luck by chance type. Okay. So that film was Musanjimatu with Sudeep and Ramya.
Now how does it feel, camera work, editing and acting are like three completely different departments, and all three are like very important. You handle all three at times. So how much is the pressure on you?
Cameraman will not come to the editing room.
Yeah.
Editor will not go to the shooting spot. Nowadays, people have started on the spot editing. It's just because it's digital now. It's become easier now. But before it was not like that. They never used to meet up, in terms of professionally. Editor sits in a room and he edits a film, cameraman goes out shooting. So the two professions coming together was rare thing, And luckily, the place I learnt my job, my boss, he used to be a cameraman editor. Okay. He was one of the first editor in Bangalore who did television serials. So he used to shoot in the morning and edit in the evening. That was his style. So luckily I was under him and I got the chance to explore both the profession. See, when I am shooting a corporate film or an ad film or anything, I know how much length that particular shot will be. As a cameraman, it's easier for me to shoot how much ever I need. So I can save a lot of time there.
Efficiency increases.
Yeah, and when it comes to editing, I know in what perspective he would have chosen this angle, this lens, So it becomes easier for me to build up story on the editing table, and which angle or which lens, which shot would suit better to come out with a scene. So it's an added advantage to be an editor cameraman. And acting just happened, and I've enjoyed acting also. It's fun to be in front of camera. I've acted in Christian Marriage Story, Circus, and also in Uppi 2.
Oh.
Quite a few films I've acted. It's fun being in front of camera also. It's a different feeling altogether.
Exactly.
The support in the unit set will be a different thing, because you are a technician and you are going in front of the camera. There's a positive vibe around you.
True.
And I have coordinated aerial shoots for quite a lot of films, because I have been into this aviation thing and aerial shoot. I've been flying in choppers from last 15 years.
You have done a course in aerial photography as well?
No. I have not done. To be frank, I have not done any course in filmmaking at all.
Okay.
But I have been a guest faculty in the university, Bangalore University. I have taught there for about 6 years.
So you have no formal training in any field?
No formal training in film department related to films. It's everything on the job. I learnt everything on the job, but I ended up teaching in the university for about 6 years. I used to take a semester for electronic media MSc students.
Okay.
So I've been a guest professor in the university for about 6 years, and I've been teaching in different colleges. I conduct workshops. Privately also I conduct workshops sometimes, and people do come from different colleges for internship here to my place. So teaching is also fun. It's fun to share knowledge.
Basically, you have been crazy both in your professional as well as your personal life.
Yeah, I guess so. That's why people call me crazy.
And what's the craziest thing you've done in your professional life and your personal life? Like the craziest thing.
Craziest thing. In professional life, first film itself was a near-death experience for me. Playing a journalist in that film, and I was playing dead. So I'm lying on the road, and the camera is behind me on the ground, low level. Police vehicle is supposed to come and stop way behind where I am lying down.
Okay.
The car was being driven by an associate director, and it was early morning at around 4:30 or 5 in the morning. We were shooting near under this Maker Circle bridge. The lights were on me as well as on the vehicle. Okay. So For a moment, I think he was blinded because of the light. He miscalculated he couldn't see me. He misjudged the distance. He applied brakes very late, and the car skidded for about 30-40 feet, and it just came and stopped here. And I'm playing dead. I've closed my eyes. I just heard the screech, and I opened my eyes. I could smell the tire. Literally, I could smell the tire. There's a video on YouTube. You can have a look at it.
Okay, we'll have a look at that.
It's the closest thing, near death experience.
Seriously crazy.
It is crazy. I didn't do it purposely. Quite a few times we have had situations in a helicopter with rain. About a year back, we were going to Hyderabad, on the way en route to Hyderabad for a film shoot, Telugu film shoot, Nanaku Premato. We flew from Bangalore to Puttaparthi. We had to refuel, and from there we took off towards Hyderabad. Near Anantapur, we encountered rain, and we were covered from all three sides. There were clouds, so we had to decide whether to go ahead or with risk or get back. So we had to turn back towards Puttaparthi and landed there. Next day we left from there to Hyderabad. And another incident, I was doing a aerial survey of a flooded area in Basava Kalyana.
Okay.
On the way back, again it started raining. So with no other go, the pilot had to take a call to land the chopper in a field, in a paddy field.
Okay.
So, and all the villagers came around and they were like, hey, helicopter. We just landed in a field. And there also we had to stay overnight, and we had to come the next day. It's fun. Yeah, there is a bit of risk in all these things, but it's fun. But the thing is, you have to be cautious when you do such things, and you shouldn't be stupid. And you can't go against nature.
Yeah,
when the nature is warning you, you better take caution and come back. Don't go ahead and challenge the nature.
Given the incident which happened recently with two of our artists,
Yeah.
how much do you think is too much while doing such scenes?
Anything when nature warns you, anything is too much. See, first of all, you don't know how a helicopter behaves.
Exactly.
You should know the physics of that, mathematics. There's a calculation, and when there's water down there, the chopper is hovering up above, and it creates a whirlpool below that.
Exactly.
And you're diving into the whirlpool, and it will suck you in. And before even the helicopter went away, you try to come out, and it is pushing you downwards. So it's being stupid. I feel it's stupidity. And the guys didn't even know how to swim.
Yeah,
And they were tired throughout the day. And this happened after the lunchtime. They were drained out. They were tired. They were wearing shoes. How do you expect them to swim out of whirlpool and without even knowing swimming? Yeah. Being a certified diver, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take that risk at all.
Okay. And this kind of activities or this kind of incidents happen when assumption takes over reality. They assume that the motorboat will start on time, the helicopter will go away, or the rescue team will come on time. So that assumptions creates this kind of problems.
You can't just keep your hopes on one boat.
Exactly.
You should be having at least 3 or 4, and you should be having the expert lifeguards there.
Yeah, true.
Without lifeguards, you can't expect on a hand rowing boat to save lives. It's stupidity. It's real unfortunate for those 2 guys who are no more now.
Yeah, true. And coming back to the previous question, the craziest thing you've done in your personal life?
I keep doing a lot of crazy stuff. I love adventure sports. I love heights. I went all the way to Kenya to do one skydiving.
Okay.
That was from a height of 14,500 feet. That is 4.5 kilometers from below. And recently I went to New Zealand to do a lot of adventure sports. I did skiing. I did bungee from a bridge into the water.
Wow.
Bungee jump. And I did scuba, and that was the closest I've had near-death experience. My mask got clogged with water. I just couldn't sniff it out. I just couldn't clear the water from the mask. And I had a horrific 40-50 seconds, and I could see death right in front of my eyes. And I could see a lot of visuals coming right in front of my eyes. All the life car, flashback, flash forward, everything happened
God.
within just about 40-50 seconds. People die in such circumstances because of panic. So I told myself, don't panic. I started breathing slowly, and the buddy who was next to me, she was telling me how to clear water, and I knew how to clear water. It was A of scuba lessons. I was trying to do that. It was not happening. It just was not happening. Then I started breathing slowly, and somehow managed to sniff a bit of water, and it cleared my vision. Then I told her, vision is clear, let's go up.
Okay.
Then came up to the surface, and I had a capillary burst in my eye, right eye, and it had a internal bleeding. And after a break of 15-20 minutes, I dived again. Had fun in the second dive though.
Craziness just doesn't go off, right?
Adventure sports is always risky. It's a calculated risk. You know how much to push yourself, and you shouldn't push beyond the limit. Exactly. If you are within the limit, you can have lots of fun.
You also directed a couple of corporate films and also, commercials.
Yeah, I've done a lot of corporate films. In between cinema, I keep doing even now. And the spectrum is quite wide. I did a documentary on cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is a process wherein you fly into the clouds and burn common salt, NaCl. You burn salt into the clouds, it starts precipitating the clouds. Once that precipitation happens, it rains, it pours. When it can't withstand, it starts pouring. In 15-20 minutes of the process, you see rain. That's one exciting thing I've done. And I've shot open heart surgery.
Oh.
I've shot about 4 or 5 surgeries where they cut your ribs open and dig you apart.
Knowing you, I don't think the shaky cam would have been, much into picture.
No. The camera was quite steady.
I'm sure you would have been zooming in and taking.
No. I had to get really tight close up of a few veins. That was the challenge. I had to get few additional equipments, additional double 2x zoom lenses, and surgeon wanted a button size.
Okay.
To be in the whole frame, that close he wanted shots of few veins and things like that in detail.
All right.
So it's close up of heart. Thankfully, my profession lets me go to places which is totally off the grid for civilians, and not many people get to do that. And I have been fortunate enough to go take a walk on a Air Force runway for some shoot.
Okay.
So these things which not many people get to do in normal life.
I mean, you've done this kind of stuff, and you also directed a music video. So the spectrum is quite large given your case.
Yeah, spectrum is quite large, and the journey is still going on. Right from corporate films to documentaries to whatnot. It's fun. It's fun shooting, traveling. You learn a lot on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. So every day is exciting. Every day is fun. So I believe living life today as if there's no tomorrow.
Exactly. Because you never know when.
You never know. Those 40-50 seconds deep down in the water. Inside a underwater cave. That was an exotic place. That was one of the top 5 dive zones where I dived.
Wow.
I would have been gone by now. So every day is a new life.
Exactly.
So it's fun. You have to live your life on a day-to-day basis, as if there's no tomorrow.
And you are a kind of person who mixes his professional life and personal life both together. I mean, you have this craziness in your personal life and you bring it in your professional life as well.
That's the best part, I just have fun. Okay. And I get paid to have fun.
Wow,
I get paid to take a ride in a chopper. From the last 5-6 months, whenever I find time on weekends, I go flying. I am learning how to fly a small aeroplane. Okay. So that is also fun.
Don't be surprised if you see a chopper flying over your house and someone just waving at you. That might be this person.
Yeah, you never know. All you have to do is hold a flag.
Okay. And coming back to your professional life, you've edited 12 films in Kannada.
No, more than 30 films now.
More than 30 films now. Okay.
I think you guys have got the information on the net.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not updated.
You're too busy to update stuff.
Yeah, I've done more than 30 films now. I've edited more than 30
So
films.
how has that journey been?
More than 80% of the films which I've edited are a new team, first-time directors. It's always fun to work with first-time directors. Apart from Mr. Shashank and Mr. Upendra, all other directors with whom I've worked are first-time directors.
Okay.
And it's been a nice experience working with the new team every time. And one of the good experience I have had when it comes to editing is Zupi 2. Okay. I've been part of the film right from the day one, much before the shooting started. I used to edit on the spot. So if I have to say how many days I've edited that film, it's like 1.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, just to edit about 15 minutes of climax part, we took about 4 months to edit 15 minutes. So that is my lifetime experience when it comes to editing. I don't think I would meet another director who can challenge me in terms of editing apart from Mr. Upendra. If at all, if there is any other film, it has to be Upendra's film. That is the kind of experience I've got in that film, Upi 2. And yeah, I can hang up my boots and say, yes, I've done. I mean, I'm done.
Yeah.
So that is the kind of satisfaction I've got in that film. And it's like, move on, there are a lot more things to do in life.
How does it feel, working for a multi-talented personality like Mr. Upendra, who shares the same sort of craziness like you do? I mean, he's crazy about his work, isn't he?
Yeah, working on Upi 2 was my lifetime experience. It's difficult to analyze how he thinks. I've tried a lot to, dig into his brain. It's impossible to even get an idea of how he thinks, and the way his brain works is beyond our imagination. It's a bliss to work with him. It's bliss.
And speaking of aerial photography, which you were telling us before, what are the projects you worked on and how different have they been?
For corporates, I've done lots of aerial shoot for different companies. Okay. I've done aerial shoots for IT.com events and all the nice, entire stretch of nice corridor, nice road. Right from the day one, every month we used to take off and go to shoot the development of the road. Okay. And we used to take pictures and video, and that used to be presented in Supreme Court to fight the case against the people who had not handed over the land. I've coordinated for Paramatma, Maina, AK-57, and one Telugu film, Nanaku Premato. A lot of films. I don't remember the names. Okay. Yeah, quite a lot of films I have coordinated for aerial shoot. And nowadays, people have got these toys to fly, drone. I hate to fly that, though. I have one. Okay. Yeah, I do fly that. I feel it's a toy.
Yeah. A lot of people these days, they do various sorts of courses in editing and all of that, but the skill aspect still remains in the background. So what's your advice to them? They should explore more, or what should they do?
See, any profession, any technical things, whether it is camera or editing or photography, whatever in this field, the equipment is just a tool. What you want is here, and not on the computer, on the mouse or the keyboard. It's here. So you have to form a story here. You have to visualize how the story will flow in your mind, not on the system. Similar when it comes to photography or camera work, you need to know what you want. Only then you decide what lens to use, what camera to use, what lighting to be done. It's all up here. I feel it has to be from within. It's difficult to teach somebody how to sketch.
Yeah, exactly.
You can teach them how to hold the pencil, but you can't teach them how to sketch.
That creativity has
to come out from within.
And cloud seeding project is something, it's very unheard of, given general public. So what do you have to say? Like, how could you explain it to them?
Cloud seeding projects have been happening in the US from the last 45, 50 years. This concept was brought to India by a company called Agni Aviation. They got this concept and they proposed it to the government of Karnataka, government of Maharashtra, government of Andhra Pradesh, and they took this up during drought season. So this is a process wherein you can't just do cloud seeding for any cloud what you see up there. Each cloud is studied with a radar. They study the clouds around 250 kilometers around the radar. It has got specification. The cloud has to be this thick and it has to have this much of water content in it. The thickness of the cloud from the base to the top should be around 5,000 feet. Clouds which have got enough water, but the clouds which can't rain on its own, those clouds are tapped. There are three things. One is cloud top seeding, one is cloud base seeding, and one is you go through the clouds and you burn salt.
Isn't that risky? I mean,
it's not risky. It's technology. It's a simple technology. You identify the clouds using the radar. You intimate the pilot who is on standby 24/7 through the project for about 3-4 months. The project happens for 3-4 months. Generally during summer, pre-summer. Once a patch of cloud is identified, the pilot is instructed to go to the particular cloud and he seeds the cloud. And once you seed a particular patch of clouds, what happens is it attracts the neighboring clouds also. It acts as a catalyst and it draws surrounding clouds and it starts precipitating. Once it starts precipitating, it's like when you boil milk, it comes up, right? Yeah. It comes up and it pours out.
Yeah.
It's just like that. It forms and it starts precipitating. Once the time it can't withstand, it will start raining. Okay. And it's a simple procedure. Though it's an expensive affair, but when you calculate the amount of rain you get and the amount you spend on the project, it's quite a profitable project. So Karnataka did it for about 2 years or 3 years, and Maharashtra government did it for about 3-4 years, and Andhra Pradesh did for about 5 years in a stretch. They got a lot of benefit out of it.
And you worked in Telugu films, Tamil films I've heard, and Kannada films as well. So how different are those three industries, given the work ethic, the kind of work it's done? Do you think there's any difference?
When we start comparing Kannada film industry, Tamil industry and Telugu industry, it's all about the amount of money you spend. There's not much of a difference in the way we work. See, it's all about the money and facility. Okay. You spend more money, you have better facility, you have better equipments, you have more number of days to shoot or more number of days in post-production, more number of people working on it. The quality is directly proportional to money you spend, whatever it is, whether it's films or any other product, anything you do. So it's not fair to compare how better they are, how much we are lagging behind.
Now, speaking on those monetary terms, why do you think producers here are hesitant to spend that sort of a money on the films here?
It's all about the market.
All right.
See, how many people watch Kannada films and how many people watch Telugu films or how many people watch Tamil films. Tamil and Telugu have got wider audience. People who watch Tamil films or Telugu films is not only in Andhra or Tamil Nadu. Even people in Karnataka watch Tamil films and Kannada films. Whereas our films, nobody watches outside. Rarely films are released outside Karnataka. The number of audience, number of people who watch Kannada films are less.
And you've done so much now. When you recall your days as an assistant camera guy, even you were not sure whether it's an assistant cameraman or assistant camera guy. However, those days, you just recall that.
I can remember the days when I've sat in a corner, cried alone, thinking that where have I landed? I can't tell my parents, I can't tell my friends what I'm going through. But I think I needed those difficult days to be whatever I am today. You need to go through that hardship because it's like survival of the fittest. Those days have made me stronger. If I had broken down then, I wouldn't have been here now. If they are finding it difficult in whatever they are doing, they have to just stick there for a while and try it out.
A lot of people, are passionate about cinema and all the work that's related. But the problem for them is they are, hesitant to get into cinema because they've heard there is a lot of hardship, you have to struggle for a lot of years. And that holds them back, even talented people. So your message to them?
A lot of people want to get into these two, cinema and cricket. So when you say, oh, there are a lot of talented people, they are trying to get into cinema, they are not getting a break, I would like to tell them, see, more than 90% of teenage boys, they know how to play cricket. But it doesn't make sense, or if everybody decides and goes and stands in front of a stadium and say that I know how to play cricket, give me a chance to play for India. It's not going to happen, right? Yeah. It's the same with cinema. There are a lot of people who are talented. It's all about working towards it. Put your 100% into it, put your 100% effort into it. And it also depends on the time, right place, right time, right people. If you get connected, it works. Yeah, one has to have little bit of luck factor and 99% hard work, 1% luck. Even if you have 99% hard work and 1% if you don't have that luck factor, it's difficult to break into it.
A lot of editors might be coming up to you and they might tell you, we are working on projects which are not working out quite well for us. So what is that advice which you instantly give them? Do this or do that, or is there anything in specific?
A film is a complete teamwork. One person can't make it or break it.
Exactly.
If it is successful, it belongs to everybody in the team. If it is a failure also, it belongs to everybody. It's not only a hero or a director or a cameraman or a music director or an editor. Yes, you can make or break films on editing table. I don't deny that. But at the same time, you should have stuff also.
Exactly.
The entire teamwork should be strong enough, and your story, your making, everything should come together. Only then a film works well in the box office. I can't say that, okay, you as an editor could have done better, the film would have been better. It's not that. Everything, every department should contribute 100% into the project. Only then it works.
Your message to all the aspiring editors who are watching you right now, who might be interested in doing movies?
Put in 100%, more than 100% in whatever you're doing when it comes to editing or camera. Put in 100%. Don't lose hope. Don't back out when it is difficult times. If you don't back out, if you go ahead with 100% and confidence, you will reach wherever you want to reach one day, someday. And there is someday.
And what I would like to say is, don't lose hope and be as crazy as Mr. Sri Crazymindz. So it was great speaking to you, Sri. We'll be back on another episode with another brand new celebrity who might not be as crazy as him, but might be as interesting as him as well. So keep watching YTV. We'll be back with another brand new episode.